Unveiling Virginia Giuffre's fight for justice. Virginia Louise Giuffre Roberts, born August 9, 1983, in Sacramento, California, was an American-Australian advocate for survivors of sex trafficking and a prominent accuser in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Her allegations against Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and high-profile individuals, including Prince Andrew, brought global attention to the issue of sex trafficking and the abuse of power. Giuffre's life was marked by a challenging childhood, years of exploitation, and a determined pursuit of justice through legal action and advocacy. This biography provides a factual overview of her life based on verified information from court documents, media reports, and public statements, while avoiding speculation. Early life and background. Virginia Roberts was born to Sky and Lynn Roberts in Sacramento, California. When she was 4, her family relocated to Waxahachie, Palm Beach County, Florida. Giuffre grew up in what she described as a troubled home. She reported being molested by a close family friend starting at age 7, an experience that left her mentally scarred and contributed to her vulnerability as a teenager. By age 13, Giuffre had run away from home, living on the streets and in foster care. At 14, she was targeted by a 65-year-old sex trafficker, Ron Eppinger, in Miami, who operated a front called Perfect 10, posing as a modeling agency. She lived with Eppinger for approximately 6 months before returning to her father. Her father, Sky Roberts, worked as a maintenance manager at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, Florida. Through his connections, Giuffre secured a job as a spa attendant at Mar-a-Lago in the summer of 2000 when she was 16. It was there that she met Ghislaine Maxwell, who approached her while she was reading a book on massage therapy and offered her a job as a traveling masseuse for Jeffrey Epstein, assuring her that no prior experience was required. Involvement with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell between 2000 and 2002, Giuffre became entangled in Epstein's sex trafficking network. According to her accounts in court documents and media interviews, Maxwell and Epstein groomed her under the pretense of training her as a professional masseuse. Instead, she was coerced into providing sexual services for Epstein and his associates. Giuffre alleged that she was sexually exploited by Epstein's adult male peers, including royalty, politicians, academicians, and businessmen during her travels to his residences in Palm Beach, Manhattan, New Mexico, and Little St. James, his private island. In 2001, when Giuffre was 17, she alleged that Epstein and Maxwell trafficked her to London, where she was introduced to Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. She claimed that Maxwell instructed her to engage in sexual acts with the prince, an experience she described as cruel and scary in a 2019 BBC Panorama interview. A photograph from March 2001 showing Giuffre with Prince Andrew and Maxwell became a key piece of evidence in her allegations. The photo, developed at a Walgreens in Florida and time-stamped March 13, 2001, was first published by the Mail on Sunday in 2011. Maxwell later claimed in prison interviews in 2022 that the image was not a true image and lacked an original, though photographer Michael Thomas confirmed taking 39 copies of it. Giuffre also alleged that she was trafficked to other prominent figures, including Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz. In 2015, she filed court papers in Florida claiming Epstein trafficked her to Dershowitz and Prince Andrew. However, in November 2022, Giuffre dropped her allegations against Dershowitz, stating she may have made a mistake in identifying him. Legal actions and advocacy. Giuffre's pursuit of justice began in earnest in 2009, when she, identified as Jane Doe 102, sued Epstein and Maxwell, accusing them of recruiting her into their sex trafficking ring as a minor. This lawsuit was one of the earliest public challenges to Epstein's network. In 2015, Giuffre founded Victims Refuse Silence, a nonprofit aimed at supporting survivors of sex trafficking. The organization was relaunched in 2021 as Speak Out, Act, Reclaim SOAR, focusing on empowering survivors to reclaim their stories In September 2015, Giuffre sued Maxwell for defamation in New York federal court after Maxwell publicly called her a liar. The case was settled in June 2017, with Maxwell reportedly paying Giuffre millions, though the exact amount remained undisclosed. On July 2, 2019, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit ordered the unsealing of documents from this lawsuit, which revealed further details about Epstein's trafficking operations. The first batch of documents was released on August 9, 2019, one day before Epstein was found dead in his Manhattan jail cell, ruled a suicide. Giuffre's allegations against Prince Andrew culminated in a 2021 civil lawsuit filed in New York federal court, accusing him of sexually assaulting her on 3 occasions when she was 17. Prince Andrew denied the allegations. But in February 2022, he settled out of court, paying Giuffre an undisclosed sum, reportedly around $16 million, according to The Telegraph, and making a substantial donation to her charity. The settlement included no admission of liability. Giuffre's 2019 BBC Panorama interview, aired on December 2nd, was pivotal. In shifting public opinion against Prince Andrew, she appealed to the British public to support her, help her fight this fight, and not accept this. Combined with Andrew's widely criticized BBC Newsnight interview in November 2019, her testimony contributed to his loss of royal patronages and military titles in January 2022. In 2022, Giuffre published a memoir, Surviving Epstein: My Story of Growing Up in a World of Wealth, Power, and Sexual Blackmail, offering a detailed account of her experiences and reinforcing her role as an advocate for survivors. Her media appearances, including interviews with NBC's Dateline and The Cut, highlighted her openness about her trauma and her efforts to educate her 3 children about sex trafficking. Personal life and later years. In 2002, while on a trip to Thailand arranged by Epstein for a massage course, Giuffre met Robert Giuffre, an Australian martial arts instructor. They married within 10 days and settled in Australia, where they raised 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter, born between 2005 and 2010. The family lived in a $1.9 million home in Ocean Reef, a suburb of Perth, purchased in 2020. Giuffre described her daily life as centered on her children, her French bulldog Juno, yoga, therapy, and running sore. Her marriage faced challenges, and by 2025, Giuffre and her husband had reportedly separated. In February 2025, Robert Giuffre filed a family violence restraining order against her, which she allegedly breached, leading to a court appearance scheduled for April 9, 2025. On April 5, 2025, Giuffre publicly alleged that Robert had physically abused her for years, a claim reported by People magazine. A January 9, 2025, assault report she filed against him in Dunsborough, Western Australia, did not result in charges, car accident and death. On March 24, 2025, Giuffre was involved in a car accident in Meargabby, Western Australia, when a school bus, reportedly traveling at 110 kilometers per hour, 68 miles per hour, collided with the car she was in. On March 30th, she posted on Instagram from a hospital bed, claiming she had suffered renal failure and had 4 days to live. The post, which included a photo of her with visible bruising, sparked widespread concern. Her family later clarified that she intended to share the message on a private Facebook page, not publicly, and that she was likely on pain medication and feeling despondent over separation from her children. Western Australia police described the crash as minor, with no reported injuries, though Giuffre's condition worsened, leading to her hospitalization. Her father, Sky Roberts, commented on her post, expressing support but noting their estrangement. On April 1, 2025, Giuffre's spokesperson, Dini von Muefling, confirmed she was in serious condition but grateful for public support. Tragically, on April 25, 2025, Giuffre died by suicide at her farm in Western Australia, as reported by the New York Times. Her death marked the end of a life defined by resilience and advocacy, leaving a legacy of courage in confronting powerful abusers and amplifying the voices of survivors. Legacy and impact. Giuffre's allegations and legal actions were instrumental in exposing Epstein's sex trafficking network and holding high-profile figures accountable. Her nonprofit work through SOAR continues to support survivors, and her memoir remains a testament to her strength. Despite skepticism from some quarters, much of her story was corroborated by photos, court records, and witness testimonies, including that of Carolyn Andriano, who claimed Giuffre introduced her to Epstein and Maxwell at age 14. Giuffre's life underscores the complexities of surviving trauma and the challenges of seeking justice against influential figures. Her story remains a powerful call for societal change and accountability in addressing sexual exploitation. Sources: BBC News, The New York Times, The Guardian, Wikipedia, court documents from Giuffre v. Maxwell 2015, and Giuffre v. Prince Andrew 2021, and Instagram posts from March 30, 2025.